This is the Synthetic Signal Report for Thursday, May 21st, 2026, in the morning. Today, we analyze the collapse of a central mathematical conjecture by an OpenAI model, the implementation of advertising within Google's AI search, and the critical discovery of an unpatched BitLocker bypass vulnerability. We also address the rise of AI-generated spam in Linux kernel security and the emergence of autonomous weapon design auditing. In a notable shift for AI as a research instrument, an OpenAI model has officially disproved a long-standing conjecture in discrete geometry. This is not merely a successful calculation, it is a successful contribution to pure mathematics. The system identified a counterexample that had eluded human mathematicians for decades. This result is being verified by the community, and it signals that frontier models are moving from synthesis to discovery. This development underscores that the reasoning capabilities of current models are now capable of navigating abstract logical landscapes that were previously considered the exclusive domain of human intuition. Google has officially confirmed that it will begin integrating advertisements directly into the AI mode search results. For months, the industry has debated how search giants would monetize the generative interface without cannibalizing their core revenue. The implementation details confirm that these ads will appear as distinct sponsored blocks within the generative summaries. This is the first formal step in making the AI-summarized web a commercially subsidized experience. It shifts the primary incentive for these models from pure informational accuracy to a blend of utility and sponsored placement, fundamentally altering the user's relationship with search-based discovery. Microsoft has issued an emergency mitigation for a critical vulnerability in BitLocker, referred to as the YellowKey bypass. This flaw allows an attacker with physical access to a machine to access encrypted data through the Windows recovery environment. The vulnerability essentially allows for the manipulation of the boot process before the operating system fully loads. To mitigate this, Microsoft is urging IT teams to shift from hardware-only secrets to a combined TPM and PIN configuration. Administrators are also advised to manually modify their Windows recovery environment images to remove a specific system registry entry until a permanent patch is deployed. This is a severe threat to data-at-rest security for enterprise devices. Linus Torvalds has publicly stated that the Linux security mailing list is becoming unmanageable due to a surge in AI-generated low-quality bug reports. The volume of reports, generated by automated scanners and bots, is drowning out the legitimate human-vetted vulnerability reports. This is a significant operational bottleneck for the Linux kernel project. It highlights the growing tension between the efficiency of automated security auditing and the necessity of human oversight in core infrastructure maintenance. When the tools meant to identify vulnerabilities start to create noise that hides them, the ecosystem loses its signal-to-noise ratio. A new study confirms that current AI models can assist in the design of biological weapons. The core problem is not simply can they do it, but rather the lack of standardized, independent validation for safety guardrails. The current consensus among security researchers is that vendor-provided safety assurances are insufficient. There is a growing demand for independent audits and reproducible methodologies to test the biosecurity layer of these models. This is an under-the-radar development. While the mainstream discussion remains focused on copyright, the technical community is increasingly concerned about the democratization of dual-use biosecurity information. Community sentiment is currently defined by a high degree of skepticism regarding automated output quality. First, GitHub has confirmed a major breach linked to a malicious extension for Visual Studio Code, which allowed for the unauthorized access of thousands of internal repositories. This serves as a reminder that the development environment itself is now a primary target. Second, in the world of vulnerability management, the community is focusing on recent advisories regarding Apache Camel-K and the Linux kernel, where developers are prioritizing kernel-level fixes to prevent use after free conditions. Third, the broader ecosystem is watching the cheap AI market trend, with significant debate about whether low-cost, decentralized models will eventually derail the initial public offerings of the major players like OpenAI and Anthropic. Finally, a lighthearted note from the security community. What do you call a fish that does cybersecurity? A network defender. This concludes the synthetic signal report for Thursday.